Welcome, everyone, to episode 41 of Pixels to Politics. I'm Dougie
Yes.
here with Bray. Tonight we're going to talk about Trump on the Joe Rogan podcast and the transition from legacy media to new age digital media and its impact on politics and the election. We'll also catch everyone up on the world news because, we were away for a little bit. And I want to say a lot has happened, but it's really just more of the same. So let's begin.
Yeah.
Braden, how was your time off?
I haven't had any time off. I've been working every day, Doug.
Working? You have a job?
What the fuck are you saying right now, you psycho? What the fuck are you
You
talking
loser?
about?
Why do you have a
What
job?
do you what do you why do I have a job? What are we talking
Why
about
do you
right
have a
now?
job? I'm so confused. In Joe Biden's economy, why do you have a job, my guy?
It's not Joe Biden's, it's Kamala's. She's an alcoholic.
So what is just a welcoming tidbit?
Yeah, just a welcome, like literally she's just like an alcoholic, but she's like a good alcoholic, right?
A good alcoholic.
Yes. She's going to make it so that women can kill their kids. And I am all for it. I'm here for it.
Well, I went on a trip to Chicago to visit a friend.
Yes.
And how many cities have you been to?
How many cities have I
Yeah, how
been
many
to?
cities have you been to?
Anchorage, Houston,
Wow.
um, I've been to Georgia. I've been to North Carolina near Brevard, North Carolina. Uh, I've been to St. Augustine. I've been to
Okay, you're listing small cities, big ones, big
big
cities,
ones.
big
Dog, I don't
ones.
want to get robbed by a bunch of
uh,
inbreds.
why? I was gonna ask you, uh,
Yeah,
if you like the city life or not.
the city life.
Yeah, like living in a city. Do you think you could do it?
Oh, I'm from New York. Yeah, we're from New York. Yeah, that's what we do. Hey, what are you talking about? I'm walking here. Oh, is that a dark skinned male? He's got a knife. Oh shit. Uh, uh, you can take whatever you want. I'm not gonna fight back. Yeah, I love living in the city. Though I'm sure it's fantastic.
I don't think I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I've been to L.A., Chicago, Atlanta.
Oh, calm down, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't stop. Can't stop from traveling. But I I keep wanting to like it because a lot of people I know are, they love it. Or the ones who are not in the city say
Yeah,
that they want to. But every time I go to one, I'm fucking. There's parts that are nice, but most of it is so dog shit terrible. Like I swear it's all the worst parts of civilization. I fucking hate it. But maybe it's also American cities because you see like, eh, that's not true actually. I take that back. It's probably a lot of cities, but they're so. The first thing that happens is, I take a train from the airport to the hotel I'm staying at, and within the
yeah.
first 10 minutes, at the very first stop, this guy gets on board and he starts screaming and he goes, "I just got out of blah 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 penitentiary and I'm looking for a job. Is anyone hiring?" And he starts running around and getting in everyone's face, and I'm just like, dude, I've been here for 10 minutes. For the love of God, bro! Like, I don't know. I just see so many videos of city life, and I'm just like, ah, here it is. It's happening.
Doug, every video I see of city life is someone getting run over by a car or stabbed.
Okay, and I will confirm that's accurate. It's very
Yeah,
accurate. Yeah, it's very accurate. And yet I still hear so many people say that they love the city. They love it. They want to live it up. It's their thing. I've also heard
yeah.
horror stories. A friend of mine said that she once got chased into an alley by three men. And when I'm like, "Oh, you must not like city," she's like, "Nah, I like it. I want to open a coffee shop." I'm like, motherfucker, what? What are you saying? Hello?
No, I want to open up a coffee shop because those places don't get hit whenever there's a fucking riot
It's
at
so
all.
wild. And like 10 minutes after that first thing where the guy gets on board and starts talking about how he got out of the jail and he needs a job, a homeless guy comes running through uh, um, the car. You can move in between the carts.
Yeah.
And my friend's bag was like kinda in the walkway, kinda, not really. The homeless guy passes the bag, and my friend starts moving it. He turns around and he goes, "Bro, you better get your glass. Better get your glass, bro. Someone's gonna get it." There was no glass, dude. It was a bag, like a book bag. There was no glass. And I'm like, dude, again, it's still only 20 minutes into the trip, and yeah, I don't know. And to be honest, LA was worse because it's just like that all the time. Like pretty much no matter where you're at, there's somebody running up to you, asking you if you want to buy something or asking for money. That's like constant. LA is disgusting. I fucking can't imagine living there, to be honest. LA's
Yeah.
gross. It smells disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Walking the street is an interesting activity in itself. Every time I made it back to the hotel alive, I was like, this is an achievement. Maybe that's why people like it. You get all your adrenaline rush just from going outside.
Yeah, I don't like Doug. Can we be honest? Let's be honest here for like 2 seconds. So the inner cities are containment zones. They are not meant for normal people to be living in. They are meant for the dredges of society, nothing more and nothing less.
I guess. I feel like it can work. Like, if you look at Tokyo, right? Like,
Yeah.
there are cities out there that have more people condensed in a smaller area, and they're still pretty clean. And they don't have as much of
Uh,
a homeless population.
Socioeconomic factors.
What the fuck does that mean? Are you saying there's no poor Japanese people? Like,
Socioeconomic factors.
oh, you mean you don't mean socioeconomic factors? I know what you're implying.
Doug, listen, whatever you think I'm implying, I'm not implying. Nothing is being implied.
Okay.
Socioeconomic factors.
I see. I guess for those that know will know.
Yeah. I should hope so. Because if they don't, they're probably the people that are getting stabbed and yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. It's fun, but it's fun in like a every time I go out and I make it back alive, it's an experience. It's an achievement.
You know, Doug, I just realized something.
What?
We have ghosted our viewers. Our viewers have gone almost a month
I
without
know.
a
Is it a month?
podcast.
Hasn't been a month.
It's close to a month.
Damn.
Like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
And we just pop back up. We don't even apologize. We're just like, fuck you.
I feel like that's classic content creator, no? We have to have some kind of excuse. My excuse is that I was, on vacation and, I gotta move because there's mold in my house and shit. But, like, what's
Yes.
your excuse?
What do you mean? What's my excuse?
You
We
gotta.
did a solo podcast. Hey, I'm sitting here talking with my schizophrenic friend. Uh, I don't know his name, but his name is Phil or something. Anyways, Phil is pretty. Oh, Phil's gone. Where'd he go? Oh, I guess he disappeared. Well, back to the podcast. It's just me. I'm all alone.
I'm all alone.
Ooh.
Well, let's see. I want to say that a lot has happened because technically a lot has happened, but at the same time, really it's the same shit we've been talking about since the start of the year. We have the election, here in 10 days, I think, 11 days now.
Yeah, yeah.
So Trump went on the Joe Rogan podcast. I saw the whole episode. Um, I'm also a Joe Rogan fanboy, so that's not all that surprising.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good old Joe Rogan here and there?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I think it was the first time I had seen Trump and didn't like his interaction. So for the
Yeah,
first, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know. I feel like the entire like the Joe Rogan. I mean, it was like kind of informative, I guess,
No, no,
right?
no, it was still really informative. I think it was just the first time I had seen Trump be a politician, and I think it's just because we're at the end of the cycle and he's trying to ramp it up a bit. And
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And it's I don't know. It's kind of daunting, I guess. I like. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I feel like the way he acted on the Joe Rogan show should have been the way he's been acting this entire time.
you think that's how he should have been acting?
Yes, like all the stuff he's like everyone wants to like shit on Trump, right? And it's like If he had just acted the way he acted on the Joe Rogan podcast from the start of his presidency to now, the media wouldn't have anything to fucking,
Well,
fucking get a gotcha on him with,
I mean, this is perfect because
Uh,
this is something I've kind of. There's two things here I wanted to talk about. One is like why most people don't like Trump, and I completely
yeah,
agree with you. And the second
yeah.
part is the transition from short term
Trans.
legacy media transform from short term legacy media to more long term content, which I think will uh kind of help give us a better picture of candidates. And I hope this
Yeah,
this trend continues. There's possibility it doesn't, but I think it will because one, it gives us it gives us a better opportunity to learn who these people are versus these quick, you know,
yeah,
out of
yeah.
context things that can either be taken in positive or
Snippets
negative
on
lights.
the gay media.
Yeah, and it's really worked against Trump because he's not very politically correct at all,
No.
and he's an easy target for legacy media to just go in and take 5 seconds of him and be like, look, he's a racist. He said he hates
Yep.
women. Look, he's a
It's
sexist, or what did I say,
To be
racist?
fair, those are all selling points right at this point.
Yeah, that's the irony is that like even though we're moving to more long-term content, he has both gained followers and lost followers on his short-term short form snippets getting taken out of context, which is fucking hilarious. But
Yeah.
yeah, so like the first 45 minutes I think was actually kind of shitty cuz he was just, campaigning. He even like kind of begs Trump or sorry, he begs Rogan for a little bit of an endorsement, which I thought was pretty funny. But again, I think
Yeah.
it's just towards the end of the cycle, so he's just he's in desperate political campaign mode, and he's just trying to ramp it up, which I get it. It's fine. But as he relaxed, I think it got a lot better, and I totally agree that if more people saw that side of him, they probably wouldn't be so mind controlled by the old
Yeah.
the old form stuff, the
I
sound
mean,
bites.
yeah. Yeah. I guess like a part of it is also that the media isn't going to show those portions of Trump to begin with. So it's not going to be too relevant anyway, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it would also benefit people like Kamala too, who didn't have a platform before, who all of a sudden can
Yeah.
sit down for a long period of time. It sucks that she didn't take advantage of it. I've honestly tried to remain as very open minded about it as possible because I've actually heard behind the scenes from most people that she's actually kind of smart. Like apparently she's not an idiot. However, she doesn't do well in public speaking. And Trump had a great line where he's like, "Well, look, either you got it or you got it." And it's like, yeah, you kind of need to be able to speak properly if you're going to represent 350 million people, you know.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to know who she is as a person. So, you
I
know,
mean, I think she's honestly, Doug. I don't think she's all that intelligent. If she was, she wouldn't be doing so bad in the polls. I feel like an intelligent
I
person
think plenty
probably.
of non-intelligent people do well in the polls, my guy. You think Bill
Oh,
Clinton is a smart guy?
yes.
I don't think so. I think that dude is
Yeah. No. No. Bill Clinton is pretty fucking smart, dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Bill
okay.
Clinton's actually fucking super smart.
Fine, but I can guarantee that there were definitely some dum dums who made it into candidacy and
Name
all the
one.
way through.
Name one.
Hmm.
Besides from Abraham Lincoln, releasing the slaves probably not the best idea, buddy. It got you killed. Right, let's calm down.
Okay. There's no way George W. Bush was smart. No way. No way he was smart. Absolutely no way.
Well, he wasn't smart, but his cabinet members were smart, which is how they
His
committed to 9/11.
his father was smart, and he pretty much handed it down to him.
You're not wrong,
Um,
but you also have to remember it was a very close race between him and Al Gore too.
but that's my point. Is that it doesn't matter if you're smart or not.
I think it does matter.
Okay, that's fine. We can agree to disagree.
I think it's definitely pretty relevant.
I wouldn't even consider. I think Trump is smart, but I don't think he's smart in the Einstein type of way. I think he just understands the whole. I think he understands the system.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, yeah. I don't think he's like
Like,
I
there's
don't
no
know.
way.
I don't.
He's a smart guy. You can tell he's smart. Even during the episode, I was surprised at how many like that person who rattles off a bunch of snippets of information, like facts that no one needs to know, but he does that throughout the whole
Yeah.
episode. And he does it surprisingly well when it comes to American history. I would not have taken him as a history buff, but he knows a lot about American history. Kind of impressive.
I mean, he was alive. He was alive through it.
You think that matters? I know a lot of
Yeah.
people who've lived through more of it and still don't know half as much as he does.
Well, think about it. Think about it like this, Doug. If we didn't have textbooks, how would we know what was going on, 1,000 years ago?
Word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth. But for the people who've lived through it and they're able to talk about it like online and stuff, I feel like that's pretty relevant.
But most
Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, but most of those people only know it because of textbooks or they looked online, and the only reason that the information is online is because it comes from textbooks. Either way, it all goes back to writing. Like you know what I mean? That's not like that shit's
Yeah.
spontaneously being put on there. But it was cool watching. I think the first 45 minutes, it's kind of rough. Even for me, I'm just like,
Yeah.
eh. But
We're talking about the same similar talking points, but I feel like for the most part in this situation, Trump was a little bit more smartical.
just by showing up, or you mean during the episode?
Just like in general, I think like just the way he sounded about the entire issue was better.
Yeah, he was surprisingly calm, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I don't know. It was cool. I hope we get more of it. More content like that in the future. I would love if that kind of became the the default for candidates, and I hope it will.
Yeah, maybe it will. I
I think it
mean,
will. I think it will.
like Trump in and of himself he's been made a divisive figure. He isn't like actually, a divisive figure for the most part. He's just been turned into one by the media.
I think every dude, every person on the planet is a divisive figure. The second you
Yeah,
go viral, you're a divisive figure. Like it's just inevitable. People are gonna hate you because you're popular. People are gonna like you because you're popular. People are not gonna like you because you say something. Like it is what it is. Like humans are
yeah,
so flip a switch on and off. They can't watch. They can't hear his name without immediately thinking I love him or I hate him. Like it just is what it is. That's like the majority of the population. So,
yeah.
and I
And
always sorry. Go ahead.
no, I mean it's like, and I keep saying the same like rhetoric. At the end of the day, it's like Trump is an Israel shill, right? But the reality of it is the alternative candidate is just like a lazy alcoholic, if we're being honest. Like that's the alternative candidate here.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this a lot these past 2 days, and I think it's really funny that I can find across the Republican board people who are voting for Republican this year a
Yeah,
wide variety of reasons. Some people like Bobby RFK Jr. They like him, so they're voting for Trump because he
yeah,
gets in. A lot of people like Tulsi Gabbard, so they're voting for Trump. A lot of
yeah,
people like Vivek Ramaswamy. A lot of people like Trump himself, right? Like, there's a lot of I likes when it comes to this year's Republican, uh, this Republican candidacy. What's really funny is that the party who's trying to run on Joy, most of the people voting
joy.
for that party just fucking hate Trump. So like it's interesting that
Yeah,
their whole platform is vote for us if you hate Trump, and that's literally it. That's all. Everything else about them is just a copy paste of Trump's policies plus not Trump. And I always thought that was really funny. You have these people over here on the right who are like, we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna make it healthy again. We're gonna fucking go to the moon. We're gonna they have all these plans and policies. They're exaggerated. Who knows? Probably most of it's not gonna happen. But they have all these ideas that are great that you used to think they're great, and you want to vote them in, and then you have the left, which is just like, yeah, we're gonna do all the things he says that he's gonna do, but also we hate him. It's like, all
yeah.
right, dude, sure, whatever. At this point,
Yeah.
I've given up on convincing people. I think everyone's pretty decided.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
You know,
It's
it's
pretty funny to watch.
I don't know if it's funny. It kind of makes me sad.
It make it kind of funny. It makes me kind of sad. Do, 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 do.
Have you voted yet? I assume you're not going to vote because you can't be bothered and you don't
Correct.
think it matters.
Correct. Doug, you know me so well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're not special, buddy.
Yeah, I know I'm not.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know I'm not special. So that's how this chess game is making me feel right now.
Okay, I told you not to talk about the chess game.
Listen. Listen.
I said don't talk about the chess game. Nobody cares about your chess game.
Yeah, I know. This is a draw anyway, I think. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Doug. You're absolutely right. It doesn't matter. And yeah. But I don't know. I feel like I think things are gonna get worse.
I it's pretty funny you said that because I've been struggling to think like how this one gets better. It would be nice to believe there's here's my thing. The thing that's the most obvious. Whether you think Trump or Kamala, I kind of find it mental because like here's a couple of very simple facts, right? There's something on your
Yeah.
camera that's blocking the top half.
It's a privacy shutter, Doug, just in case the CIA
Oh,
wants to.
I just bend mine upwards.
Do you?
I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, a privacy shutter is smart. But here's some very interesting things. So we haven't talked about Israel and the Middle East. We'll get to it. Basically, long story short, they're still bombing the shit out of each other, and things are getting worse. But so we still have the Ukraine-Russia war, which is still going on, and we're gonna talk about that too because Zelensky is starting to get desperate and has said some things. Just a little preview, those things are getting worse, right? So we have
Yeah.
two wars that are just getting worse. They're getting bad, right? Like nuclear threats are starting to fucking spawn up all over the place. Um, and let's just look at it that way of okay, we should probably be worried about that, right? And
Yeah.
if we go back 8 years to Trump, none of that shit was going on. Okay, actually, is it 8 years? Go back further to Obama.
You,
So the last year of Obama's presidency, that's when Russia invaded Ukraine, Crimea. They took Crimea
yeah.
in the dark of the night. They just fucking swept in during Obama's administration. They took it pretty easily. Then Trump came in office. Okay, there was there was no further escalation, none at all. Okay, Russia didn't invade Ukraine. They just remain occupied. What is wrong with you? For they just remain occupied in
God
Crimea.
damn it.
Then
Yeah.
Trump leaves office, and now we have a further invasion and the war in the Middle East between Israel and Iran and Yemen and Lebanon. And I'm just saying, like mathematically, it's like I I I feel like it's pretty easy to figure out what's going on here. No,
Yeah. I
like
think.
like what the hell, man? Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I think that um we see it's like I wanna kind of be like, oh well, Trump's just like I definitely do think there's like a battle going on. I know people want to say that like each side is controlled and there's bipartisan issues don't exist. It's just one party that controls everything. But that bullet went really close to Trump's head. I don't think there's it's a joke. I don't think it's a joke. I think there's an actual battle going on between the Trumpians and the White Dudes for Harris campaign.
Yeah, I mean, I think very easily Trump represents new and everything. Okay, so here's the like big thing, right? Is that there was probably some small bipartisan issues that divided them, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, most of it was pretty controlled overall. Like they were all just getting paid to agree most of the time on very most broad things, like anything on drugs. In terms of pharma, obviously very easily agreed upon. In military industrial complex, it's mostly
Yeah.
agreed upon. Like that shit's pretty obvious. Then Trump comes
Yeah,
in. Obviously, everybody hates him because he can't be controlled, right?
correct. Yeah.
So he does represent a kind of, I don't know if it's like a new party, but he did change. Hopefully, he changed the Republican Party to
Uh,
actually create a two party system. Would be nice, ideally.
yeah, I don't think like there is a part like a Republican Party or a
It's
Democrat Party anymore, for being honest.
what does that mean?
Well, I mean, like for example, you have all these people, complaining about, oh, my candidate is blah 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 or whatever, right? And then it's like, oh well, I don't agree with him because of these issues. Like didn't like abortion used to be like a Democrat issue, and now it's like both people care about it type of deal. Like people on the right and the left care about abortion, even though before it used to be a strictly like leftist policy. And then you also have stuff like tariffs, which are now, used to be Republicans wanted tariffs, and now both people want tariffs now, apparently.
Yeah,
And then you had, the no taxes on tips things, right?
that
Trump
one's
wanted to do
that
that.
one's actually swapped hands quite a bit,
Yeah, that
believe it or
that
not.
swapped
But
hands, and then Kamala copied him immediately afterwards, right?
yeah.
So it's like, what's actually a Republican issue or a Democrat issue now? I don't think there is one anymore. The
Oh,
only
I
thing
I see what you're
yeah,
saying. Well,
yeah,
I guess the thing is we're 10 days out, 30 days out. Like they need to. They're desperate as fuck. So yes, if they think the other party has given a better solution, they're just gonna take it. I don't know if that's
exactly.
normal because this is again the first election that I've really paid attention to. Maybe that's normal. I don't know, but it is hilarious watching it take place. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know, Doug. I'm just hoping someone fucking dies.
A lot of people are dying already. They're just not dying in America. They're just dying in the Middle East.
And that's not good, Doug. We can't have non-Americans dying.
I think
I
calling
mean,
for Americans to die might be a problem. He means in game, like GTA or something.
oh no, Doug. Oh no. No. Yeah. Listen, Doug. Listen. People are gonna die.
People probably will die,
Yes.
but I just don't want it to be my younger siblings and cousins, all because people are dumb and didn't want to do an internet Google search. And I fucking hope putting Trump in office actually saves the day. But to be honest, the hole is so fucking deep at this point that I actually don't know how he digs us out. On top of that, even if he can't dig us out, or even if he can dig us out in some way, what happens after the man leaves?
That's a great question. Well, Doug, we're gonna be doing something special on the Pixels Politics podcast. So,
What? Are you gonna show your ass or something?
no, Doug, listen. There's already pictures of that on the internet. I don't need more. I don't know what more pictures of I have. Mooning people on fucking forums, but that's not important, Doug. Listen, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when the elections, I'm gonna show you something. Doug. I'm gonna show you something.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you something.
We will be covering the election live. We will be doing it live.
For sure, for sure, for sure. But we're gonna have access to special information because we know how web crawlers work over here at Pixels the Polycast.
Yeah,
The Polycast.
I've
Did I just say Polycast?
I've given my AI
All right,
fucking
Doug. So here's what we're gonna do. You ready?
okay.
Now you're gonna see I've typed in a set of 16 numbers divided by a space, four numbers each, right, Doug?
Hmm.
Now, when the election starts up, and it's not available right now because it's early voting, but you're going to see Excel files listed out on the Google search, right? And these Excel files are going to be related to the swing state counties involved in the election cycle that's going to be coming up here soon. So we're going to have access to live information via their Excel files on their servers. That means telephone numbers, addresses, names,
Uh,
date of births.
we won't be able to show the names and the date of birth stuff, but we can watch everything else. We could also
And
talk about what's happening
this
live.
is how they cheated in the last election, Doug. This is how they cheated, and this is how they sent the information to each other, right? They operate publicly, right? So these numbers, all they do is they give access to the web crawler index or whatever, and um, they just send a link to each other essentially, right? They just send it through Discord or whatever bullshit, and they just take the ballot, put in the Excel form. They'll have their own ballots printed out that'll be empty, and they'll just put it in for them,
Hmm.
and they'll sell the ballots to the party that wants the votes for their specific candidate.
They sell them?
Yes, they sell them.
Oh my
That's how
god.
they buy they literally buy the votes.
That sounds like a
So
great
that
way to make money.
yeah, so they go to I mean 5,000 votes was selling for like 10 to 50,000 or something.
Holy shit.
Which ain't a lot when you think about it.
I mean, it's a lot
So
to me.
yeah, it's a big money thing. That's why they want the illegals to vote too, so they can win, which is smart. That's what they should be doing. If they weren't doing it, I would criticize them. Um, you'll see, and you're not really going to see it. So let's type in Maricopa, which is one of the counties in, I believe, Arizona. Like you're not going to see anything. And you notice there's only two options, right? Isn't that kind of it's kind of bizarre. There's only two options really for
Uh,
this, but when the election starts up, let me type in when the election starts up. Election start date.
is it the 11th? It's the
It's the
5th.
5th. So
Okay.
I will be back from my North Carolina trip by then.
Okay, good. It's
So
possible
we'll be
I'm moving during it. I don't know when I'm
yeah.
moving,
Where are you staying? Where are you staying right now,
but
Doug?
I'm still at the same house. We haven't moved yet. We
Oh,
pushed it back, so I don't know when that's gonna happen. But it could be any moment.
yeah. How long does it last for the election?
It's just the day. It's just that
What do
I
you mean?
think
It's just a day?
pretty sure it's just 24 hours. They vote and then they
What?
count it right
What?
after.
It's
Yeah,
24 hours.
I think so.
They
I don't
only give people 24 hours to vote.
No, you've been early voting has already started. It's been going on for a little bit now. So
Let's take a look at
you
270 to
I think
win.
you get a month to vote technically, and then everything before the voting date. Your what is? Oh yeah, your map looks the same as me.
All right.
Apparently, they're
So,
convinced that they might win New York. I mean,
huh?
yeah, they think they're going to win New York. They've been campaigning
They
at
aren't winning.
Madison's.
They aren't winning New York.
They
He all
think it's
he's
possible.
they're retarded. All he needs is Pennsylvania and Georgia. That's it. Those are the only states he needs to worry about. He just needs
well,
Pennsylvania and Georgia. Everything else is irrelevant.
well, if he did get New York, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah. So let's say he gets that. He gets that. Um, what am I missing? Oh yeah, there's no way he doesn't win North Carolina. Yeah, he just wins. If he gets Pennsylvania and Georgia, he just wins. He's obviously getting North Carolina because after the disaster that happened with Helene, they're not going to be voting for Kamala. FEMA gave him like dog shit money.
Yeah,
They gave him like the scraps. They're not
it
voting
was
for
like
Kamala.
$700 or something, and they had to pay it back.
And they know they're not going to be able to move enough illegals into North Carolina to acquire the votes anyway. So
Yeah.
they're probably just not even considering North Carolina as an option. They're going to be focused entirely on Georgia and Pennsylvania because these three are relevant. Yeah, these three are completely relevant. So even if she wins all three of these states, it doesn't matter. He has the 270 just from Pennsylvania and Georgia alone.
Damn, that looks close either way.
You should be doing another rally in Georgia before the election date.
I don't think so. I think they're convinced that they can win at least some
Georgia,
more states in New England.
there's going to be cheating going on in Georgia, but most of the cheating is going to be done in Arizona, Wisconsin, and Michigan right here. They don't really care too much about Minnesota and Nevada since they already have a bunch of illegals in Nevada, and Minnesota is kind of next to Wisconsin. So if they really need to do divvy out any votes, they're going to do it back that.
Well, Joe Rogan Studios is in Texas, so this
Yeah,
man did the 3 hour interview in Texas, and then
yeah,
flew that same day from Texas to New York,
yeah,
Madison Square Garden, and then did the event.
yeah.
So I don't know what the campaign plan is, but I think they're going for some big ones. I don't I he they said on the podcast he's very they it was pretty funny, dude. I love watching him talk long term because he always drops trade secrets, and he pisses off every rich person, like not his rich, but like the
Yeah.
true rich. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
makes them so angry. He basically was on there and he was like, I mean, he basically called all polling bullshit, even his own. And he's like, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. He's just
Yeah.
like, polling is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very clear that they're convinced that he's very much ahead in pretty much most of the swing states, if
This
not
will be
all of
close,
them.
Doug. There will be cheating. There will be cheating. There will be foul play. This is going to be very close. Even though his opponent is literally an alcoholic whore. Like that's how bad it is.
I think it's dumb that she didn't do the Joe Rogan show. I think it's so stupid.
What would she say? I mean, there's potentially an idea that I might have had at one point when I was in a middle class family after drinking some vodka. Yeah.
I try really hard to stay neutral. As much as I talk
If
so
Doug,
much
this
shit,
is not a neutral thing.
anytime a person, I know that's what everyone says, but still,
Look at
either way,
this,
I
66%.
I know it's fucking wild. It's so crazy. But if I think I'm in the majority and the majority thinks they're right, I think that's the time you should always kind of question yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, um, I kind of always wait for that opportunity to ex- uh, assess the other side. And I do this by manipulating my feed, maybe tuning in some of the stuff they say. So, like today, there was a CNN article that was like, um, 34 Trump lies that he said in the Joe Rogan show. And I was like, fuck it. I want to know what they mean by lies. That's what I hear a lot. Everyone says he lies. He lies. And I'm like, okay, well, what the hell's he lying about, right? What is he saying? Anyways, I click on the link, and just fucking an example right off the head was Trump said that right after he was out of office, or not him. I think it was the second Biden was in office. China flew planes over Taiwan. He said it right over the middle of Taiwan. And the fact check was, oh no, they did not fly directly over Taiwan. They just flew within the identification zone, which is their
Gotcha.
airspace.
That's all it is. It's gotchas.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
just that all
gotchas.
the time. Like, and like even that same post, it was like, oh, he also said they were bombers. They weren't bombers. They were fighter jets. I swear to God, dude, this is verbatim what they said. It's not bombers. It's fighter jets. And the whole article was just that. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
he said he built 500 million miles of wall, or not million, sorry, 500 miles of walls. It wasn't 500. It was 400. I'm like, okay, like I don't like what
Like,
this
what are
is.
we talking about right now?
I swear to God, dude, I wish I was kidding, but that's it. And it's Trump. He exaggerates what he's saying, and so like, yes, that is technically a form of lying. But like, dude, if the best they got is that like he lied, it wasn't bombers, it was fighters. It's like I can't be bothered, dude. And then when I go and I fact check people like Kamala, it's fucking hilarious because it's the most abhorrent shit ever. You know, when they're like,
Yeah.
we're letting in immigrants and they're not doing any bad, and then you find out that 350,000 children have gone missing because of it, or that these people are
Good.
getting like sex trafficked. It's like,
Good.
it's like, do
Good.
do I care more that Trump lied about fighter jets over bombers, or do I care more about all the fucking children and women getting trafficked? Really
I
tough
know I
call,
don't.
guys. Really, yeah,
I
we
know
know
I
you don't.
don't.
You and every person on the left doesn't seem to care. It's like,
Doug.
dude, I can't like. It's so weird, man. I can't be bothered. What are you doing with all those ones? Oh my god, man.
Oh, Doug, sorry, I couldn't hear you over all my money.
It's
What
just
were you
so
saying, Doug?
wild. And
Ah,
here's the other
yes,
thing
the
too.
smell of stripper whores is
The
very.
idea that these people aren't brainwashed is so funny to me because here's the two things that I love. One, the second someone says Trump lies, I ask them, well, do you think all politicians are telling the truth? And their immediate answer is, no, all politicians lie. So why is it so significant that Trump is lying? What do,
Yeah.
what is going on? If they're all liars, then why is it so significant that Trump lies? I'm confused. I don't understand. Like,
I
don't get it. Tell me why. I
yeah.
just want
Tell
one.
me why.
I just want to click one article. I just want one person to sit down and tell me what it is he's lying about that the left isn't lying about. Because so far, his lies are, oh, it's not 500 miles of walls, it's only 400. It's not bombers, they were fighter jets. Woo! Meanwhile, like, the lies on the left are sex trafficking, World War, uh, I don't know, fucking Hunter Biden's crack addiction getting funded by the war in Ukraine, shit
Doug,
like that.
the best outcome, the
Like,
absolute
what?
best outcome.
What the fuck?
The
I'm
like
living
the
in a parody of a world that doesn't actually exist.
the best outcome that can occur from all of this is Trump gets assassinated,
What the
Vance is elected president, and Vance decides to go back on the abortion bans and allow women to abort their kids.
No, I don't
That's
think that'll happen.
and doesn't
Vance,
support Israel.
the reason the reason Vance is in place, I mean, he might not support Israel to be honest, but the reason Vance is in place is because he captures the Republican vote, the OG Republican vote, not this fucking libertarian rhino vote. It's the
Yeah,
OG Republican. That's why he's there. He really is he's at his core he's a Republican. That is what it is. That's why
yeah.
he's there. That's why he was picked. He secured the Republican vote. Um, so I don't know. I think obviously they want to transition Trump's presidency to his. Have you seen? He actually was on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've probably seen. Did you watch the whole thing?
No.
Oh, okay, I've only seen clips. So
It was for what I saw, it was okay. Like Vance is really smart, dude. Like he's really
you can
well
tell
spoken, well
you can
spoken.
tell he's smart. That 100%. He's at least above average, if not average, which is a good start. He can speak
I do
well.
think I do think he's a furry though. He's into trans
You think
people.
he's a furry and trans people? Why? Where did you get that from?
His wife is too attractive, Doug. Something's going on.
I
Something's going on, Doug.
I love the way his wife looks at him. You can tell she's so in love with him.
It's a shame he's into furries and trans people.
Yeah, how unfortunate. You're right, dude. Fuck. Maybe that's the real reason here. Is just capture the fucking furry vote.
He's a furry dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you that right now.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Could be right. But
Think about it. He's one of the younger candidates for vice president. Think
I
about it.
think
He's a pretty
he's
young dude.
the most normal spokesperson currently speaking in terms of candidacy. He's the most normal. If you look at not Vance, sorry. If you look at Kamala, bitch is crazy or dumb, can't tell. If you look at Waltz, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I think he probably touches his Down syndrome child.
I can't. I knew that was coming. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm not gonna comment.
I think Waltz
I
is
will say
secretly
the
gay.
rumor mill around Waltz is fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's no way he's not like. There's not something weird going on in the bed.
I
He-
don't know. I can't tell.
I think he's. I think he sits on the bedroom chair. I think that's what he does. I think he's yeah. And then you got Trump, which is just same Trump.
He is
Nothing's
Trump.
changed.
Is Trump. Like
I don't know
he's
what's
always
with the
been
orange
Trump.
tan.
Dude, it bothers me so much. Whenever I see him and I see that tan, I think of Ariana Grande too because she also does something when it comes to tanning. She like him and her both fucking need to work on getting proper tans or something that makes sense.
She wouldn't be able to get that tan if she wasn't rich, Doug. The reason why I say that is she's not going to be able to survive the amount of cancer lumps that are going to form in her body.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody else is normal. I don't think Trump's not normal. Uh,
Dude, I think Vance and Tulsi just need to fucking team up.
Tulsi,
Vance and Tulsi, dude.
unfortunately, Tulsi, like they won't party with her because I mean they'll party, but they won't truly let her in just because she really is like a classic Democrat. She's not libertarian. She's very classic Democrat.
It
Like
doesn't matter,
the
Doug. Her
good.
tits are huge.
Okay, bro. Let's not do this. I like this woman.
Her tits are
Please,
huge.
please. I like
Listen,
Tulsi.
yeah, I like Tulsi too, and her tits like me even more.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, I do.
Mm-mm.
If I purchase Twitter Premium, I'm sure I will message her and she will respond in due
I don't
time.
think so. But anyways, as I was saying, she's too much. She has too much ideology when it comes to like what you would expect from an actual political candidate. She represents
Yeah.
people too well. She can't be paid out by the left. She can't be paid out by the right. They're not gonna let her go through. But I agree. I think she would actually be a good candidate, and I think if they let her reign on the left, they'd actually would have stood a chance because she pretty much checks all the boxes. But there's a
I think
reason
it, I think
the only time they let women run is on the left is when they're super fucking corrupted.
yeah. Listen, a lot of politicians are corrupted. Most of them.
I know.
Let's see. Let's look at the Democratic governors. Like, I feel like they could have chosen someone else that's just so much better.
For
No, your shit.
Democrats, I wanted them
Yeah,
to pick
no,
the
no, not
mayor of
Roy
New York,
Cooper.
Cuomo. Do you remember
No,
Cuomo?
he's.
Cuomo? I forget
You
how
mean
to
the
pronounce his name.
pedophile? Yeah, the child molester. That's a great idea.
Is
Let's get
he?
him up there.
I didn't know.
He is. There's
Oh,
actual evidence. Yeah, yeah,
R.I.P.
no. Jay Inslee would have been a good choice.
Why?
Who else would? Jay Inslee, Washington.
No, why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I
You
don't
said
know.
he's a
I just like him.
good. Go
I like
back.
him. I think.
Go back and let me see if I can see any names I recognize.
This guy's
Uh,
retarded.
no, I
Roy
don't know.
Cooper is too old. He's too young. He's also from Kentucky, so that's already a no go. Yeah, I think Jay Inslee may have been a better choice for sure. Uh, Lamanu, he's okay. He's not like insane. Gavin Newsom is too
Oh
divisive. He
my
wouldn't
god,
work.
that guy's a fucking degenerate.
Yeah,
That guy's
not
everything
Josh.
wrong with politics.
Yeah, not
To be
him.
fair, Josh kind of represents Democrats a little better, I'd say, and
Yeah,
he's got some pull.
if they went with Jay Inslee as president and Gretchen Whitmer as his running mate, they would have won 100%.
I don't know. They should have.
All they needed to do was just hold the debate, set up Jay Inslee, have him run, focus on the same policies. He would have been beaten Trump easily. Instead, they went with fucking Kamala again. I don't even know why. Stupid as shit.
I don't know, but here we are. It's happening. So if they
Like,
lose,
just
it'll
let me
be
run
their
the
own fault.
Democratic Party. I'll win. Listen, you guys will get free abortions. Everyone can kill their kids as much as they want. I don't care. Listen, just let me run the Democratic Party. I will do a much better job. Like, listen, my caucuses will be insane. We'll have fucking brownies. They'll be hot everywhere. It will be
What is this you pulled up, by the way?
list of Democratic governors.
To look up the Democratic Senate. I want to know the senators.
Who cares about senators?
Senators have a better chance of winning than governors.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't, Doug. All right, you got Tammy Baldwin. See, this is the reason why the governor's listing had images of them,
Oh
and then
my
the
god.
Senate listings just have fucking names on a sheet. There's
The,
10 pages of it.
the,
No one cares
the
about senators,
reason
Doug.
that there's not a list of pictures is because there's more senators than there are.
Really? You couldn't fit 10 pages of this onto an HTML.
I don't
Really?
know. I don't run the websites.
In this modern day and age? Listen, Doug. There's a reason why no one cares about senators. No one knows any of these names.
You're retarded.
Show one. Show me one. Hmm? Mark Kelly's the only one here that
Let's see.
I recognize.
I recognize Mark Kelly. All right, none of these. Keep going. Page
Yeah.
one.
Elizabeth Warren. There you go.
Oh,
That's another one that's recognizable.
yeah. Fuck her.
Joe Manchin's kind of recognizable.
Sanders. Yeah,
Bernie Sanders.
Manchin.
Okay. Yeah. Saw what they did to Bernie in the last election cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
That
want
didn't
to talk
work out
about
too
what they
well.
fucking did to Bernie. Bernie would have. I mean, I don't know if he would have made a good candidate, but he would have made a candidate.
Yeah. No
I
one
don't recognize
recognizable
any of these
here.
people.
No.
Kramer,
Ted. Yeah. Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. Oh, Chuck.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh, Lindsey Graham. I recognize Lindsey Graham and his old bastard.
Yeah. Yeah. And how many of those people are running for president or did well in the debates?
They weren't allowed to run, you idiot. What?
Yeah. I wonder
Josh.
why. It's because they're a fucking senator, not a governor.
Love Josh Hawley.
Yeah.
So
Well.
he's
Yeah.
my
He's
favorite
okay.
senator.
He's not. He's 100% homosexual. He's 100%.
I don't care. I don't care if he's
He is joking
homosexual.
it. He is
I
joking
don't
it to
care
the
if he's.
homos, Doug.
I don't care if he's homosexual.
I don't care either. I'm just
I
letting you
like him.
know he is lying to the people.
About his sexuality.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's married. to a
That's
woman,
this is what I'm saying.
then he's not lying, my guy.
You got Mitch McConnell, which I don't even know how he's still alive.
Mitch
Marco
McConnell is
Rubio.
stepping down. Marco Rubio, Paul
Marco
Rand
Rubio
Paul,
is
Mitt
just cringe.
Romney, J.D.
And Scott.
Vance, Rick
Rick
Scott is
Scott.
our senator, our
Oh, Vance.
senator. Yep.
Vance. There you go.
Bet
There's
you didn't
someone
know
who's
he was a senator.
I don't need to because he's not a governor.
You're fucking
there's
stupid.
a reason why no one knew who the fuck he was until he became his running mate.
They didn't know who he was because he's from Ohio.
Doug, Ohio is the most popular state right now because of all the memes.
Yeah, we'll go move there, dude.
I might. Depends on how many furries they have there. I guess they probably have a lot because Vance is the senator for it.
Well, all right. Well, we've talked about the election and other world news. We could jump over to the Middle East, our favorite hot topic. He just put in news. He's just gonna fucking ring up the nearest article.
World condemns the United Nations Relief Agency ban because they've been delivering supplies to Gaza
Oh, it's
while
worse.
Israel.
I guess it's kind of worse than that. They keep finding out that a lot of the federal aid, excuse me, the UN aid members, some of them actually helped in planning the October 7th attack. So Israel has kind of gone
Good.
super crazy. I don't even know where to
Good.
start. So just recently they bombed Iran, which is, I don't know how much damage there was. We don't know anymore. Nobody cares. There's no information. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But they also killed some UN members, which was seen as crazy. But frankly, they don't seem to care at all. They literally killed UN members, like UN military members. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Listen, Doug. Okay, listen. I want them to destroy each other. I think we need to release nuclear sanctions on both the Middle East and Israel and just let them show what they got, right? Let them show their hands. Do they got a full flush, a royal flush, or do they got a shit hand?
Um, I don't care. Like, here's the interesting part. Everyone has an opinion on the topic. Like, I think this should happen. I think, guess what? Nobody gives a fuck. Here's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna fight. So it doesn't matter
They've
what.
been doing it.
It
That's
doesn't
the thing.
matter
They've
what.
been doing it for thousands of
I know
years.
that. You're right. That's my point. Is like nobody cares about what you think or what you feel. Nobody gives a fuck. You think Israel wouldn't still fight if the U.S. stopped giving aid? They don't fucking care. They were fighting before we were a thing. They don't fucking care. They don't
Hey,
care, man. They don't fucking
listen,
care, Mike.
Israel just needs to do what they did before, set up another 9/11 to rally the Americans towards going back to the Middle East.
I, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is they're gonna fight, and so it's hilarious when people ask me that question. They're like, "Well, how do you feel about it? Do you want Palestine to win? Do you want Israel to win?" I'm like, dude, do you think my feelings are gonna impact the fucking thing? No, they don't fucking
Like,
care. They're gonna fucking kill them.
uh,
They're gonna kill
Doug,
people in Lebanon. They're gonna kill people in Iran. They're gonna kill people in Yemen, and they're not gonna care about my feelings.
Doug, stop! I can only get so erect. Please, please.
It's like, dude, it's so dumb. It's the first thing people ask. I'm like, bruh, stop thinking your opinions matter, guys. Just because you stand out there in front of a freaking UN embassy with your sign to stop war, nobody cares. I was thinking about this earlier today where it was like, you know how most people shit on the hippies? Like, this fucking useless, long haired, smelly bastards. You know how people think that about the hippies even to this day? Yeah,
They
that's
are.
what
Yeah,
they're
they
gonna
are.
think about the goddamn social justice warriors who sit on the street with the signs. They're gonna think the exact same thing 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30, 40,
I mean,
50 years from now.
Doug, they
People
are
are gonna
hippies.
think, I know, that's the funny part, right? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Some smelly haired person with colored hair. Smelly hair? Smelly person with colored hair. That's what they think. There's the modern day hippie. You smell. Go take a fucking shower. Stop it. Nobody cares about your feelings, okay? Stop.
I do. I
No.
care about their
That.
feelings, Doug. I think we should send them over to Israel.
Benjamin, I agree. Benjamin Netanyahu's not watching TV, gonna see some fucking pink haired moron holding up a sign that says from the river to the sea and think, oh geez, oh gosh, I'm really not liked in America. I better not boom boom. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, listen, Netanyahu is kind of just a douchebag, to be honest, Doug. He's just a douchebag.
I guess. Like here's what I was thinking,
Like
and
like he's like he's like a garden variety
he's
like
not
dude.
though. I mean, you're
He
right,
is.
he is, but he's also not to his own people. His own people like him. They want him to do more. We're just
Yeah.
not living in a globalist time, right? Where like we see politicians on stage from other countries and we're like, yes, this guy's great. We love him. It's not like that anymore. Now when we see a politician from another country on stage, we hate him. Why? Because that politician is actually doing the best thing they think they can do for their country, because we're moving into fucking like wartime, running out of goods economy.
I
Like
mean I
that's what
mean the
we're moving
question is,
into.
Doug, are people entitled to their own safe country dependent on their race, right? Do Jewish people, quote unquote, deserve their own country?
I don't think it matters. Again, this is it's
It,
one of it goes back to that same question of like it doesn't matter. They have their own space now. Like it's such a stupid thing to ask. Sorry, it's not a stupid thing to ask, but like there's this like time frame people like to cherry pick, right? So like we look at the Jews inhabiting the area, they didn't before 45 or 46, 1945. But they did like 2,000 years before that, right? And then who inhabited it before them? Some other fucking tribe I don't even know the name of. Like it doesn't like should we go back and revive the tribe and then kill the Palestinians and the Jews and give it back to them? Should American give up? Should Americans give up our land to the Native Americans? Like it's pointless as fuck to like to
we
think
did give
about.
them land.
Sure, we
They've
did
cons-
give we did give them,
they weren't doing anything with it. They were fucking torturing each other in their own little
but
camps. They had their
that's
own problems going on.
yeah, but
We
that's
gave them
my point.
casinos
It's
and
irrelevant.
alcohol.
It doesn't matter what we think should happen because it's not going to make any sense. It's not possible. It's not like we can be like, oh, Jews, you don't belong there. Time to move out. Or it's not like we can be like, oh, they were there before the Palestinians. Sorry, time for you to move out. Most people don't like hearing that, but that's the truth too. The Romans kicked the Jews out and gave it and created Palestine. Palestine didn't exist before the fucking Roman Empire. The Roman Emperor came in and was like, fuck the Jews, and created Palestine. That's the truth. It is what it is. If you don't like the Jews, that's fine. You don't like the Palestinians? That's fine. Guess what? No land belongs to anybody. If you got the biggest gun, you probably get the land. It is what it is. That's life. Like,
Yeah,
and,
I mean you're not wrong, Doug. You're not wrong. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to hear about what's going on in the Middle East anymore. I don't care. I want both sides to just die at this point. You got a billion Muslims and like 50 million Jews, maybe or so, maybe 25 million. If both sides are just completely gone, just like deleted, I think everyone's for the better as a result.
no. Here and okay, wait. Maybe if they were all gone, but they're not all
Like
going.
if
They're
they would
not
just
all going to be
disappear, if
gone.
they're yeeted off to another planet, right? They just get whoop, we'll give you a new planet. And they just fucking teleported them all somewhere else. I think
I
everything
don't.
would just be better.
I don't think the fighting ever comes down to just race. I don't think it comes down to just religion. I don't think it comes down to just territory. Like if again, you can just look at why is Russia at war with Ukraine? They have no reason to, like at all. Like statistically speaking, they have there's or strategically any like there's no actual factual grounds for why they should be doing it. None. There's no benefit.
It's there is.
I like
There's I get to watch FPV drones kill people
I'm
while
sure
I'm scrolling through
there's a,
Twitter.
I don't think they're doing it on your behalf. But like here's
I
what I'm
feel
saying.
like they are, Doug.
Let me make my point first. Is Russia
Yeah.
could have existed just fine, not invading Ukraine and starting a war. They could have existed just fine. That country is like Saudi Arabia. They sell oil. They were fine. They were making lots of money. They were selling oil and gas. And guess who they were selling it to? They were selling it to Europe. That's what they were selling it to. Europe was their biggest buyer, and they were working on selling it to China. They were in line to make a lot of money. They didn't need to, but they did anyway. Why? Because that's just what humans do. They're just pieces of shit. So even if you
Yeah.
remove race, ethnicity, religion, sex from the Middle East as a factor, it doesn't matter. They're probably still going to fight. Like, it just is what it is, dude. That's it. Animals fight each other. I know, crazy story. I wish we could all just be peace like hippies. But sorry, hippies, you're retarded. People fight, animals fight. It just is what it is. They fight for no
My
reason.
cat doesn't fight.
Really? You don't have any
Yeah.
claw marks?
I've had claw marks before, but
Okay then.
now she doesn't fight me anymore because she knows what happens.
Exactly.
Get her
So
ass
Israel
smacked.
just needs to teach them what happened.
Israel isn't going to teach anyone anything. They have a tiny plot of land. It'd be like me being the size of my cat, but I have like steel skin, so you can't really
you
hurt
do
me. But
you
I
do
can't.
remember how the U.S. started? Oh, dude, actually, fuck the U.S. You remember UK, right? Remember England? Do you think small
Wait, is that
piece
a
of land?
country still?
No, but do you remember what they used to be?
Great Britain.
Small piece of land. Small
Yeah,
piece of land. Guess what they did? So it doesn't matter how
they
small they are.
lost. They lost.
They didn't lose until
They, they lost to their own
how
quality.
how long? How long after their peak?
300 years or so.
Yeah, I would say that's probably still an achievement.
Yeah. I mean,
So
we're reaching that point, Doug. We're reaching the point. We're almost there. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Yeah,
eh,
I am excited for the collapse of the United States of America, this federal corporation. And that's what it is, by the way. It's a federal corporation. It's literally listed as that in the documents. It's not a country.
yeah, I know. It's fine. I don't. I think the idea of a country that doesn't exist based on normal factors is good, but yeah.
Meow, meow.
So whatever. The Middle Eastern stuff again. I kind of am starting to feel the same way. I'm just like, who the fuck cares? Like Israel bombs Iran. Iran bombs Israel. Yeehaw! I guess we have to wait for another fucking 9/11 before we all care again. And then all of a sudden, all of America's gonna be like, what? There's a
Not another
war
9/11.
going.
A second,
There's a
the second
war.
9/11. It's the
That's it,
second 9/11. It's 10/11.
dude.
It's 7/11.
So Iran's president
Oh,
did an assassination. He himself did an assassination attempt on Benjamin Netanyahu. Not really.
who did?
Um, the Iranians. They tried to
Oh
kill
yeah,
him,
that was a photo op, Doug. No one from Iran tried to shoot down Netanyahu at all.
shoot him
It's a
down.
photo op.
They bombed his house. That's the rumor
Yeah,
mill.
photo op. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there.
I'm pretty sure they claimed responsibility. I think they said they did it.
I bet they would, but they didn't actually. I doubt they were even anywhere close to hitting his house at all.
All right.
They don't even
Well,
know where his house was
Benjamin
at all.
Netanyahu's vacation house
He staged a
supposedly.
photo op to
Okay,
make it
fine,
seem like the Iranians are trying to kill him.
fine, whatever.
And the Iranians just took responsibility because it makes them seem stronger. That's literally it.
Okay. I think you just make shit up. Whatever sounds great for your own narrative. But okay, sure.
Yeah, the Iranians sent a missile to my
The
house
here,
while I was in it, and it didn't do a whole lot of
he
damage, but they
he
knew where my
wasn't
house was.
he wasn't in it. By the way.
Yeah, no
Uh,
shit. It was a photo op. Why would he be?
Okay, whatever. That's your take. The world take is that Iran bombed Benjamin Netanyahu's the leader of Israel's vacation house, and apparently,
One of them.
again, this is the narrative. One of them. He took it very personally, and
I'm sure he.
they bombed Iran back. I don't know. There was I didn't really see that
You
much
bombed my
damage.
vacation home? That's it. 10,000 dead immediately.
Have you seen the? There's a fucking video, and it's they're like they're copying Marvel, whatever, and so somebody goes into the president's office and they go, Mr. President, Green Goblin is bombing New York City. What do we do? And he goes, what? Send
Wait,
400 billion to Israel
wait,
right now. This shit's so fucking funny, dude. I'll
it's so
fucking
true.
die laughing every time.
I can't believe it. Send another 20 billion to Israel.
That shit's so funny. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
America needs to stop having allies because all of our allies are just leeches.
Well,
That's all they are.
vote for Trump. He can't be bothered either.
Like Europe is weak. China is the only one the country that isn't weak. That's kind of our ally.
China is weak as fuck. It's such a narrative. It's such a false narrative that country is
No,
strong,
I don't
dude.
think you understand. They have 1 billion drones. 1 billion people.
A billion? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Who
They can
cares?
sacrifice. They will send
cares?
their men to die
Do
like it's
you?
nothing.
Who cares? Do you think men in drones can stand up against lasers that fucking turn air into plasma shields? Because yeah, that's what the U.S. has, little buddy. Has fucking lasers that superheat the air, turning into liquid plasma. Try sending a little
Listen,
plastic drone through air that's melting and still floating at the
I can
same
assure you,
time.
Doug,
Try
China
it.
is not weak. They're very
China
strong.
is weak. China, it's such a it's a fake narrative that they're strong. They're weak as fuck, dude. That shit is not
I'm
real.
telling you, they're strong, Doug.
No, it's fake. It's false, dude. They are not strong. Stop it. Let's just stop the narrative, okay? It's not
Stop the
true.
narrative. Stop the narrative. It's the truth,
Stop
Doug.
your
They're
fake
strong.
news. They're not strong, dude. They're not strong. They're not strong. It's not real. I've seen their technology. They're weak as fuck. Okay? They just fucking lost a whole ass submarine off their coast because they couldn't get the fucking float. Okay?
Let's see. Land forces in China, 5,750. United States, 5,652. Armored fighting vehicles, 14,000 to 38,000. Self-propelled artillery, 2,700 to 1,500. Rocket artillery, China has more, 3,000 to 700.
No, they
Mobile
don't.
rocket projectors, 3,000 to 700. This is literally
It's not.
China is that.
The numbers aren't real. The U.S. intentionally does not release their real numbers. The U.S. fakes it. They literally give the
Oh yeah, they just
lowest
take up the
number
numbers.
possible so that they can trick nations into thinking they're weaker than they actually are. Other countries increase their numbers to trick countries into thinking they're stronger than they are. You think manpower matters? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Nothing matters
It
when a
does.
fucking
I think this is. I
300
think these
pound
numbers are
bomb
relevant.
drops on your head. A helicarrier, yeah, those things tend to matter. A
Why does it
Navy
say that we
war.
have 23 Corvettes?
Corvettes were a newer class that kind of fell out and don't matter anymore.
Doug, listen, the only people that own Corvettes are middle-aged divorced men in their 50s that are balding. Why do they have more Corvettes than we do? Why do they have 50 more middle-aged white dudes?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do they have more mine warfare and patrol vessels?
Probably because they have to spend more time defending their coast and the U.S. doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know. Nuclear weapons. World's largest nuclear pack. Wait a minute.
It's untrue,
They're,
actually.
China's one
Oh,
of the nuclear
electrical
states that
power. Yes, yes. Nuclear power.
they have
Yes.
280 nuclear warheads. Military service for United States. 18 to 24 years for selective compulsory military service. 2-year service obligation. No minimum age for voluntary service. 12-year-olds going to fucking battle. You know? 18 to 19 years of age for female high school graduates who meet requirements for specific military jobs. A recent military decision that allows women to play combat roles. Seems like China's a little bit more progressive than we are.
Yeah, progressive. That's a word for it for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Listen, if you want to die for China, go for it, dude. That's what
Yeah,
they're
I'm
saying.
just saying it's fake as fuck, dude. It's not real. The U.S. was intentionally trying to get. I so funny, dude. I call all your conspiracies bullshit, and then I rant about my own.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I was talking
yours
to.
are bullshit.
Okay,
So,
okay, okay. Listen, Doug. Listen, Doug. I got another conspiracy for you.
hmm
Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back about a decade or so, right? Or actually a couple of decades
which
to the
one is
GATE
it?
program. The
Oh
GATE
my
program.
god, I know about the GATE program.
Listen, Doug. The
What do
GATE
you
program is the
think? You think
gifted
it
and
worked?
talented education. It wasn't just to identify the smart students. I think I think children that were accepted originally into the GATE program, whether they got kicked out
Well,
of
explain to
it or
people what
not.
the GATE program is.
All right, right. Well, the GATE program is the gifted intelligent talented education program, right? And it's been around for since the early 2000s, roughly. I think. Let me double check on that one. Yeah, let's see. When was the creation of the GATE program? Just to make sure I got my facts straight here. That no, that's no, not the date. 1980, right? In California, 1980. Um, expanded the definition of gifted to include a blah 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 blah, a bunch of jargon and unnecessary bullshit.
Just
Essentially, it was designed for kids that had like a higher IQ to be able to participate in a more advanced class in the earlier years. My conspiracy is that they gave kids that were in the GATE program an inhibition liquid a liquid that they created to inhibit the development of the brain, either sexually, IQ wise, in some form or another, by giving them certain metals in combinations with other chemicals to essentially inhibit them, right? And that's why you see like a lot more trans people nowadays, a lot more mentally ill people on the streets, because those kids were involved in the GATE program, and the elites want to stay in power, so they make sure that the intelligent children are inhibited and their children are not inhibited.
There's so much to unpack. I don't even know where to begin. I'll say this.
Yeah,
I know a lot of trans people who are very intelligent. I think it's very funny that a lot of people bash their community members. One, based on the caricatures that they see on TV,
yeah.
and
I don't
two,
think trans people are unintelligent. I just think that they were inhibited sexually, because it's like that's a lot to deal with, right? Gender dysphoria and all that jazz, right?
um,
I think you can make the argument that the government would absolutely try to slow down a person's critical thinking process by making their sexuality a lot more of a gray area.
I'm trying to think because I want to compare it to something we've seen before because that
Yeah.
would help in disproving the theory. And I think the easiest answer would be alcohol. That would be my easiest. The easiest answer would be alcohol.
What about it?
Alcohol makes you the dumbest motherfucker. There are very few things on this planet that makes you as stupid as alcohol does.
Let me type this in real quick. What was the pink juice they gave us in the GATE program?
Not the
See?
pink juice.
Listen. Let's take a look at this TikTok real quick, Doug.
Oh my god. Dude, I don't want to promote TikTok. I cannot stand this fucking app.
I
Oh
know
my
him.
god. Wow, that person looks like somebody I fucking know. It's crazy.
Why is there only stuff for this on TikTok though?
TikTok's kind of become a
Let's see.
fucking
Let's see. Let's take a look at Reddit.
haven.
Just curious, how many people are familiar with Mall World were in the GATE program during the 80s or 70s? What is Mall World? What the fuck is Mall World?
Okay, we're not going down this rabbit hole live. I can't. My fucking brain will rot. Look. Do I think the government has probably experimented a little bit? Probably. Do I think that's the reason there are trans people? No, I don't.
Well,
I think,
no, but there is an increased amount of trans people, Doug, in comparison to the
dude,
80s.
there is also an increased amount of people with autism, with depression, with anxiety, with blah 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 blah
And
blah.
that can be linked to vaccines too, Doug.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sure it can be linked to a lot of things. I'm just saying that, like, I think the government probably experimented like this? Probably. Do I think it's like worldwide, like impacting all of us? No. Do I think it's a major contributor to the increase of trans people? No. Like, I think most of these things can be explained with it trends. I think that's really, to be honest, that's it. It's trendy. It's trendy to be
Yeah.
autistic. It's trendy to have mental illness. It's trendy to be trans. I think that's it, to be honest with you. Most people do. It's trendy to hate Trump. We hate Trump. Wait a second. Biden has dementia. Kind of we see everyone's jumping to the right. Okay, it's trendy to be right. We all gonna vote for Trump. People are mindless sheep who jump on the first thing they hear, and they'll just group move back and forth. Critical thinking is too hard. Why do it when listen to man on TV or woman on TV? Man on TV tell me hate Trump. I hate Trump. They show 5-second video of Trump saying women suck PP. Oh geez, I hate Trump now. He say women suck. I think that's it. You're thinking way too complex. If you think the government needs to come up with a super secret formula to make people stupid, then you are stupid. They don't need that. They just need some stupid ass fucking news reporter to show a 5-second clip of Trump jumping up and down on a trampoline and then say he hates black people. Like, it's
Oh
not
my
hard.
God, Doug. No, Doug. This actually goes so deep.
Oh, of
Okay.
course it does,
No.
dude. I'm sure the dinosaurs were actually super intelligent,
Doug.
and the
Listen,
government.
please,
And
listen to me.
I don't want to do it, dude. I
Please,
fucking can't.
let me do it.
I know you're gonna say some out of pocket shit, like Boris Johnson is
Doug,
responsible. I know it's
no, no,
coming.
no, no.
Oh my god.
Okay, Doug, okay, let's just go.
I'll give you 30 seconds, starting now. I'm
All
gonna
right, all right,
count it down in
okay.
my head.
So I'm gonna explain Mall World real quick. And the reason why it's called Mall World is because it's called a shared dream space.
Okay,
In this share,
you fucking. I got to 25 seconds and you fucking said some shit like that. God damn it.
all right, listen, Doug, listen. The reason it's called the shared dream space is because it's an area, and this astral projection is real, by the way. Astral
No.
projection. Doug, okay, listen. The CIA, there's a CIA document on it. It is real. It's a very real thing. Doug, Doug, don't leave. Doug, don't lay down on the bed. Doug.
Alright, I'm listening.
All right. Anyways, it's a shared dream space, which is part of one of the astral realms, right? Which is the dream world, right? Which is a very real thing, right? The dream world is a real thing. We can agree on that, right?
No, I disagree.
Yes, we can, Doug.
Oh.
Dreams are real, aren't they?
Define real, you fucking.
They are real. They exist. Like we have them, right? To some extent, right?
I can actually see me lying on the floor. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty.
Ugh.
The AI's gotten better.
Yeah, it has. It's not supposed to be able to do that. It's tracking me.
Oh my
Sorry.
god,
Go ahead.
Doug. All right. So, anyways, the dream world is one of the astral realms, right? Whether you want to agree with it or not, we all have dreams. We've all dreamed before. They're real, to, at least at the very least within our own realm of imagination, right? And the mall world is a world, a giant futuristic mall which seems centered on a bizarre toy store. Sometimes a big food court with people I recognize. This is a very real world, and for the dreamscape, I have been here before. I have been to the dream world, to the mall world, so to speak. I remember. Let me show you what I remember, and I can still remember it very, very clearly. And this was back during like the early 2000s, right? I can remember these dreams at the very minimum. And so there is areas that look like this. You remember something like this, Doug? Areas that look like this. Does this look familiar?
Like from like I've had a dream before. Actually, it kind of does. If I'm being entirely
Yeah.
honest.
See, which means you've probably been there as well, right?
Yeah,
They're
I
familiar. They're familiar, but in like a very bizarre way, right?
humans have shared similar dream experiences since the dawn of recorded
So
history,
it's
though.
entirely possible that there is a specific dream that people have been to that is shared among people, depending on who is in it at the time, right? It's not impossible, right?
it sharing dreams or having similar dreams are two different things. But keep going.
Yes. So, for example, the mall world is one of the such world, right? And that's why the backrooms is kind of look similar to it, right? Uh, it continues on and says there's a seemingly endlessly, mostly empty and poorly lit library that I've been to. There's an idealized version of what seems like the Venice Boardwalk in LA with a big skate amusement park, which I've been to. There's a massive futuristic airport with bizarre forms of planes, which I've been to before. Aquarium complex in the middle of a forest. It is almost always night and always dark, but well lit by blue light from the tanks. A different daytime version of a brightly lit indoor marine museum, which seems to be in a city. People have been here before, and they even make drawings based on the things they've seen in these worlds. So you can kind of see here some of them.
So what's the theory? Just jump to the theory. What is it?
The, theor- the theory is that people in the GATE program were given a liquid that not only inhibited them, but it also made them, they were experimented on by making them share this dreamscape by all drinking the same liquid, going through the same test, and experiencing the same emotions within a short frame of time, and then being sent back home after taking this liquid, right? Then they all fall asleep and they share this experience in the dreamscape, and then they have one of the children, which is a control group, which they is obviously doesn't have any parents. It's just an orphan that they just put into the GATE program, and then they monitor their levels and check to see if their brain levels and brain activity is matching up with what other kids are experiencing.
So you only have ADHD when you're not talking about conspiracy theories.
Okay, listen, Doug. Listen, hold on for a second. I got a conspiracy about that too. The
I
ADHD.
kill yourself. You're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem, Doug. I'm part of the solution. But you remember this? Remember this? Here, let me show you. Let me show you. See?
No, I remember the other. This is an empty fucking shopping store.
Yes.
Dude, okay, like even if this happened, or
You remember this, right? You
I
can
don't,
remember
I do
something like
not
this.
remember something like this. No,
Okay.
you started off
This?
strong and you've lost me.
Okay. This looks familiar, does it not?
I looked like Times Square,
It's not.
but above
This is a
ground.
mall.
I'm just saying, it looks like a
I
plaza.
think the nostalgia we feel about images we see that reflect dreams we've had
What
are
is
potentially shared dreams.
what? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Let's see.
I don't think so.
The only question is, Doug, if the government has a way to initiate people entering the mall world, does that mean there are dreamscapes that people like politicians and high ranking elite people with a lot of money and a lot of power, is there a dreamscape that they enter that allows them to achieve the level of power that they have, that gives them the information, that feeds them the luck, so to speak?
No,
You don't think so?
no. Like again, it's too easy to achieve the same result with much less effort, right? Just meet up in an island out in the middle of nowhere in a lead room or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And two, they wouldn't struggle with keeping power, right? The whole
Yeah.
idea that they have power like this is they wouldn't struggle keeping it. Trump wouldn't be a problem. Fucking, I don't know. World wars wouldn't be hard to start. Wars would not be hard to start. Like
Yeah.
it's just too these things are so complex. This can exist. If you had just said this existed outside that, I'd probably be like, maybe. I won't
Yeah.
say that you know because you're just a random human. But like
Yeah.
maybe that happens. However, tying it into politics is just like
Well, we are pixel of politics, Doug. Let's take a look
that's
at the
true.
CIA
You are.
document.
Good
Here
job.
it is. Here's the CIA document.
I've actually read it a while ago. I know all about the astral projection stuff and it's real and blah 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 blah.
So maybe that's the reason why there's a lot of cultists in our government.
I don't think so. I think the reason there's a lot of cultists is because they're human, and humans are cultists.
Okay, I want to type in a different set of numbers now.
The sad part about this show is that I
Yeah,
only want to talk about politics. The
yeah.
sad part is I almost don't care about politics, and I know or the current state of affairs, and I know if I don't care, then nobody else cares, which makes me very sad because
All right, what
Zelensky,
do you?
president of
Yeah,
Ukraine, came out recently and said, and it's just really quick to top on how close we are to fucking big crazy shit going on. Zelensky came out recently and said that we either need to let him into NATO or they're going to pursue a nuclear bomb. An Iranian official came out recently and said they actually had something more dangerous than a nuke. I don't know what the hell that meant, but that was interesting. Think he's bluffing?
yeah.
Doesn't
100%.
matter. Guess we'll find out, right? Like,
Yeah. Listen, if they hadn't listen, Zelensky is a little bitch. He's a little bitch boy. He ain't gonna do nothing. If he tries to make a nuke, they're just gonna kill his scientists, right? They're just gonna kill his
who's
scientists.
they?
The
I agree
government,
with you.
the
I
United
just want to hear
States.
you say it.
Yeah, the United States.
Yeah.
The United States will 100% just kill his scientists. Iran's not gonna do anything. They don't have jack shit. The United States knows they don't have jack shit, which is why they don't care about invading them anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. We just end up in that situation where we're just waiting for something awful to happen.
Right now, we're just watching a bunch of Moabs go off, essentially. We're watching a bunch of fucking napalm and bombing and missiles. No nukes at all. Just a bunch of explosives, right? Pagers, cell phones,
You know they made money.
vibrators.
You know they made money on that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they made money selling those things to their enemy. Imagine you make a company that sells bombs to your enemy to kill them, and you make money on that.
Yeah.
That's got to be the most successful operation ever.
Yeah. And it still didn't do a whole lot because they're still getting bombed and attacked by different Middle Eastern organizations.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're just surrounded by enemies. I also forgot to mention, I don't know if it matters, that the
Yeah.
U.S. Used their B-2s to bomb the Houthis recently.
The Houthis.
Yeah, the Houthis, again, I don't know if you guys remember who the Houthis are. The Houthis are currently holding the Suez. Am I dumb? Where's the Suez Canal? Suez Canal
That's
is
the
Egypt, right?
yeah. No, it's Israel. All right. No,
It
it is
is.
Egypt. I
It's Egypt.
apologize. Yeah.
They're holding it hostage, basically.
Based.
Yeah, they've been bombing the shit out of tankers and cargo ships, which is also a reason inflation is a thing, but people don't talk about
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah, there it is, the B-2 Spirit. Dude, this plane. Dude, tell me as the U.S. advances that our fucking equipment doesn't look more and more like a UFO, like the classic
Yeah. Yeah.
stereotype. Yeah.
Well, we have access to UFOs, and we could just use our UFOs to attack the enemy, but then they would get information on our UFOs that we don't want them to have. So,
Dude, fuck. There's this video on X during the Iranian attack. Did we talk about the last Iranian attack on Israel? I don't remember.
which
Whatever.
one, Doug? Which
I know.
one?
Again,
That's
like
the level of politics we're in. Which
I
one?
fucking don't know anymore, dude. I don't know.
Which attack? Which bombing? There's been 200 in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, and now it's all retaliate this, retaliate that. It's such madness. So awesome.
Everyone's just trying to justify um, their own purpose behind bombing
We're
the
just
enemy, right?
fucking about the train wreck. It's so great.
God, I hope so. God, I hope so. Doug, listen, I want that alcoholic whore on as our president. I
Why?
want her as our
Because you know
president
it'll
now,
lead to
now,
war.
now. Yes.
I know I am in the right because
Yeah.
you are in the wrong. I figured it out. No, I figured it out. I figured out the key to success.
Yeah. Listen,
Holy
Doug,
shit.
I want her as our president, and I want her to make an OnlyFans.
Alright, I actually have to go. But yeah, this feels about right. This feels about normal for us.
Wait, Doug, I got one more conspiracy. One more conspiracy.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead. They're kind of fun, so I'll
They're
allow it.
kind of like, why don't we just name it politics and conspiracies or pixels
No.
to
I don't.
conspiracies?
No, this name is easily the best name. I am not giving this name up.
Well, we don't even operate on the pixel side.
We do kinda. We're literally pixels talking to the people.
This kind of goes back to the whole trans thing. I think
What?
it is. I think it's an artificial creation. I think this is something that's being implanted into people via
Trans
vaccines.
people have existed for fucking
Well,
ever.
you're not wrong, Doug. You're not wrong. They have existed. It's been a real thing, but we don't know the reasoning behind what causes it. So I did some research
No,
on it,
we do
right?
know. Okay, it's not completely known, but the
So,
current
so
the current
yeah,
theory is that estrogen is introduced too early to the fetuses. That's the current main theory. It'll probably
it's one of them. But
right.
so
Yes, it's one of them.
they did an examination of trans people's brains and cis people's brains, right? So it says
This is a different. This is kind of different because again, we're talking about what age of brain development are we talking about? We're talking about fetus. We're talking about beyond because that's not
we're talking beyond.
okay. Well, that
So
can be
here it says
easily skewed.
214 non-hormonally treated transgender males, 172 non-hormonally transgender women,
Hmm.
mean age 28 years for both.
Oh yeah, we talk about
221.
trans people and the fucking viewer count goes up. You sick bastards. I see you,
What?
chat.
Listen, I like the trans people. I think, Doug, we need to have a sexy woman on our podcast. I don't mind being trans for a
I
few years.
agree.
If we have a sexy woman, we can make some serious
However,
money, Doug. And then,
trying to find a sexy woman that's gonna want to sit and converse with you, I think will be difficult, my friend.
that's why I should just become the trans woman, Doug.
Okay, there it
We need
is.
to make some.
We would get a
We
lot
need
of
to make some
viewers.
money, Doug. We need to make some money, Doug. I don't mind taking one for the team. Like we need to make some money. We got to pull a fenster. We literally have to pull a fenster if we want to make some serious dough.
Fenster?
Fenster?
I don't know.
F1NNSTER. Do you know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, never mind. Anyways, so they reviewed the gray matter volume, the cortical surface area, and the cortical thickness, right? So authors reported that the subcortical brain volumes and surface area of transgender subjects differed significantly from those of their cisgender counterparts. So they found that two sections had lower brain volume and brain surface area, which was the salience and the executive control network. And if we type in salience network, This is the salience network, and what the processes involved with it, right? Time perception, attention span, visual consciousness, uncertainty, empathy, risky
Are you
decisions,
trying to
singing and
say
music.
trans people can't sing?
No, I'm trying to say they have less brain volume and surface area in those areas,
Which
or
would
rather that it's
which would
different. It's
result in
different
them
than.
not being able to sing.
No. I'm not saying it's resulting in them not being able to sing. I'm just saying that they have reduced surface area and volume in these areas. It doesn't mean that there is less nerves or neurons in these areas. It just means it's less, which means that there is a difference going on there between how they think and how people and what cis brains think. You see what I'm getting at? And then if you
No,
look at the executive control area, control network.
I just don't understand the end conclusion that you're gonna come to. So just skip to that part. What's your
Okay,
end conclusion?
I think through the usage of vaccines, potentially water, and potentially other forms of hormone induction, that the government is trying to create more trans people potentially.
Maybe, but again, my counter argument is that trans people existed before then. Now, maybe they find a way to just increase the amounts, which is possible. But again, are you trying to say that every government is doing that because they've seen an increase in trans people across
Specifically
the
America.
globe? But
Mainly specifically in America.
they've seen an increase across the globe. So your theory would have to
Include other governments.
exactly.
I mean, it is possible. It's not impossible. I'm just saying I'm mainly focused on America.
But you know, you got, yeah, if you're gonna convince me, you got to convince me that the entire world government is doing it. Oh, the
I mean,
entire world
is there a world
government.
government, Doug? Is there?
The UN is the closest technically we have, right? Minus big
Yeah.
corporations, blah blah blah.
So let's see. So this has been the overall increase. It's gone from 0.015% in 2009.
Here's my thing. You're really
Yeah.
into the backwards why thing, which is fine. I think that's
Yeah.
fine. My end conclusion is this quite simply. I don't think it really matters why, to be honest with you. I think most trans people are just living their life out normally. And again, it sucks that we just see caricatures online and like in our faces and we think, "Oh, that's what all trans people are like." When in reality, most of them are just walking among you every day and you probably wouldn't have fucking known that you stuck your hand down their pants. Like that's just how it is.
Exactly, Doug. And they're making buco bucks. We need to be making money, Doug. One of us needs to be a woman. I'm telling you,
I'm
Doug. That's
not
what needs to
changing
fucking.
genders. I'm not changing. You
Doug,
can
we
do
need to
it.
make some
I'm not
fucking money.
changing my gender.
Fine, Doug. Fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. We'll make
Go
some fucking
nuts.
money, Doug. How does that sound?
All
Ready?
right, next episode, you better be trans.
God damn it, Doug. You're gonna give that's gonna give me like a fucking week.
How long does it take? I'm unfamiliar.
I'm literally just gonna like grow out a beard and just like wear a wig and be like, all right, guys,
What are
listen,
you
what we're
growing
gonna
at?
do.
Are you going from female to male? Is there something you haven't told me? Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Doug, you see the beard? This is the beard and the wig. The wig, it's a Princess Peach wig. Yeah, I got it for sale at like Party City. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be a woman now. I'm gonna sound like a woman. See how I sound like a woman right now? I've been
no,
doing that voice training.
no.
No.
Oh, anyways, my whole thing for this is that it's pretty irrelevant the why. Like freedom of speech covers trans people, whether it's
Yeah.
mental illness, natural. It's just irrelevant. So I don't particularly care, to be honest. I don't really give a fuck. As like I just as long as it doesn't impact me, I don't really care that much at all. So I
I
don't
will
think
say that there is something interesting about trans people, which is that there's a decent a significant portion of female to male transitioners that detransition and then they proceed to blame their parents and other people for why they transitioned to begin with.
and you think
And so
blaming parents is in
I
any
think it's
way
funny that even when women change their genders, they still fail to have accountability.
oh my god. I think a lot of people just are willing to blame anything other than themselves. I think it's a lot easier to blame the government. I think it's easy to blame your parents. I think it's easy to blame the water.
I mean, obviously the government should be getting blamed first, and then everyone else.
Just blame the government. The only problem is when you blame the government, um, the government then like they take advantage of that fact, and then all of a sudden the government likes accountability because it just gives them more power. Oh, what's that? You dumb poor people can't figure out how to get out of poverty? Don't worry, we'll get you out of poverty. Just to give us your vote. What's that, minorities? You can't operate a computer to vote? Don't worry, we'll vote for you. Oh, women, you don't want accountability for having babies? Don't worry, we'll do it for you. The government, the government loves it when you give them power. They fucking love it. You don't want accountability? Give it to the government. They fucking love it.
Honestly,
Oh
I
my
liked it
god.
when Trump was president because I got $1,600.
That wasn't Trump. Well, yeah, okay, it was Trump, but the funny part is like that is the stimulus thing was so anti-Republican. It actually, curiously, I wonder what it would have been like if we had a true Republican president at the time. I mean, like, to be honest, stimulus like made the most amount of sense across the board, but a lot of true Republicans didn't really like that. Like, they actually looked down on Trump for that. Anyways, like, we're gonna end the show tonight. Uh, it's good. It's good to be back. Hopefully, we get another one in next week, but maybe we'll wait until election night, and then we'll just do that episode there. That way, we don't do 2 episodes in one night. I don't know. Oh, we're 1 week.
Yeah,
If
and
something
no,
significant happens between then and now, we'll do 2. But if not, we'll
yeah,
just cover the election night.
yeah. If I become trans and no one donates, I'm calling them all bigots.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should
Yeah,
also paint your face black and then call them racist when they don't give you money.
yeah, yeah. I
You
should. I
just double up. Also, go see a therapist and claim you're autistic and fucking triple up, dude.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z, we call people that aren't like us racist and bigots. Welcome to the Democratic Party. This is Next Generation Dragon Ball Z.